On November 19th, 2025, that is this year, my office received a formal request from the Office of the Special Prosecutor to initiate extradition proceedings for Kenneth Ofori-Atta and Ernest Darko Akore from the United States of America. Following a preliminary review, our International Cooperation Unit observed that certain aspects of the request require clarification and enhancements to align with the applicable legal and procedural requirements. We communicated these observations to the Office of the Special Prosecutor via a letter dated 25th November 2025 and requested supplementary documentation to ensure completeness. On December 9th, 2025, the Office of the Special Prosecutor provided a requested additional documentation and addressed the observations that we raised, thereby finalizing the extradition request packages.
You're welcome to Zimbo TV GH News in our studio here at Abala Junction, and we're going to bring to you a series of developing stories across the country, Ghana. And the first one has to do with President John Dramani Mahama has successfully cut short for Oxygen City housing project in Ho for the Volta region.
Especially significant that this development is taking place here in Ho. The expansion of TDC Ghana Limited beyond the original Tema acquisition area is not accidental. It is a conscious policy. Development must not remain concentrated in a few enclaves. Our national objective is clear. Growth must be regional, it must be equitable, and it must be purposeful. Ghana continues to face a substantial housing deficit, one that weighs most heavily on working families, young professionals, and public sector workers. Addressing this deficit cannot be done in isolation. Housing must be delivered alongside roads, water, sanitation, transport systems, schools, healthcare facilities, and other economic opportunities. And so projects such as Oxygen City directly respond to this challenge. They represent integrated urban development, creating complete ecosystems where people can live, work, access services, and build livelihoods within the same geographical space. The Volta region is uniquely positioned to benefit from this approach. It is an important administrative center, a growing educational hub, a major tourism destination, an emerging investment corridor.
He says the houses will be priced in cedis with single-digit interest rate, where the center will have an entertainment side where Isatawale, as a musician, can perform.
And there's more good news. Let me announce to you that the houses are going to be priced in cedis, not in dollars. And the interest rate is going to be very low, single-digit interest rates. And so it's going to be affordable for our workers to be able to acquire before they go on retirement. So this project for which we are cutting short today will consist of multi-story apartments in the configuration of 3-bedroom and 2-bedroom apartments. There will be streets, street lights, proper drainage and sewage system. There will be water and electricity utilities all provided. A world-class hospital, and my understanding is Togbe Afede has already initiated moves to bring investors to build a first-class hospital in Oxygen City. The facility will also have a food and entertainment center. So those of you who like KFC and Burger King and all those food, you have a food and entertainment center. The entertainment center would include places of recreation. It will include areas where you can have dances, When Shatta comes here, he can come and perform there.
Ghana has deployed soldiers to Jamaica and to assist in rebuilding efforts after Hurricane Malaysia claimed more than 40 lives. The mission underscores Ghana's commitment to international solidarity and strengthening ties with the African diaspora. DWA Africa has this report.
Ghana has dispatched 54 personnel from the Ghana Armed Forces 14 Engineer Brigade, designated as Engineer Contingent 1, to Jamaica to support reconstruction efforts following the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa. The storm left over 40 people dead and inflicted damages estimated at $8.8 billion. Addressing the troops at a pre-departure ceremony, Ghana's President John Mahama urged them to serve with dignity and uphold Ghana's global commitment to humanitarian assistance and international solidarity.
So you're going to be engaged on this mission in engineering and reconstruction works. You'll be engaged in technical and logistical support services. You'll be engaged in community-focused assistance. Your conduct will reflect the values, discipline, and humanity of the Ghanaian soldier. Through you, Ghana is going to convey a clear message to the people and government of Jamaica that they are not alone and that Ghana stands in solidarity with them. Ghana stands with them in this moment of rebuilding and recovery. This mission symbolizes a bridge of solidarity across the Atlantic and grounded in shared history and mutual respect.
The deployment was made possible through logistical support from the United States, which provided a C-17 aircraft to transport the Ghanaian contingent and essential equipment for the rebuilding mission.
Away from that, the Minister for Justice and Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, has announced that his office has formally transmitted a request for the extradition of former Finance Minister Kenneth Ofori-Atta and an alleged accomplice, Ernest Darko Kerry, from the United States.
On November 19th, 2025, that is this year, my office received a formal request from the Office of the Special Prosecutor to initiate extradition proceedings for Kenneth Ofori-Atta and Ernest Darko Akore from the United States of America. Following a preliminary review, our International Cooperation Unit observed that certain aspects of the request required clarification and enhancements to align with the applicable legal and procedural requirements. We communicated these observations to the Office of the Special Prosecutor via a letter dated 25th November 2025 and requested supplementary documentation to ensure completeness. On December 9th, 2025, the Office of the Special Prosecutor provided a requested additional documentation and addressed the observations that we raised, thereby finalizing the extradition request packages. Subsequently, on December 10, 2025, my office transmitted the complete request to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for onward transmission to the competent authorities in the United States of America. That is, in this case, the Department of Justice of the United States. At this point, it is left to the American authorities, especially the judicial authorities, to make a determination on whether a sufficient basis exists for the two accused persons to be extradited to Ghana to stand trial. And because the matters have already been filed, and because they have been filed by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, I am not permitted to go into the details of the charges. But the charge sheet is a public document and has been made available. And all of you, I'm sure, have access to it. There are 78 charges against Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta and his accomplices, and they border on causing financial loss to the state, using public office for private benefit, and so on and so forth. So you can look at the charge sheet and then make up your minds with respect to the charges. So I won't comment on them in today's press conference. Basically, what I want Ghanaians to know is that this government is committed to accountability. And the government has taken the requisite steps that are legally required for the Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta and Ernest Dakun Akore to be extradited to Ghana, to be brought to Ghana to face justice. As I indicated earlier, it is now left to the judicial authorities in the United States to assess the entire package that we have presented to find out whether there is sufficient basis for him to be extradited.
U.S. President Donald Trump received appreciation from Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama for airlifting in assisting Ghana Army engineers to Jamaica for post-hurricane reconstruction efforts.
Sincere thanks to President Trump, the government and people of the United States of America for making this mission possible. When we conceptualized this mission, one of the main obstacles to executing the mission was the ability to airlift the troops to Jamaica for this mission. The United States of America stepped forward and offered to provide us the airlift capacity to be able to move the troops. And so today we have this C-17 aircraft that is going to lift the troops from Accra to Kingston with their supplies to provide the support and succor for the people of Jamaica. And so I wish to thank again our friendly brothers and sisters of the United States of America. And so finally, I wish you a very successful mission and a safe return. May God bless the Ghana Armed Forces. May God bless Ghana-Jamaica friendship. And may God make our nation great and strong. I thank you.
The Ministry of Local Government has been directed to upgrade Ho and Hohwe into a metropolitan assembly.
Further good news for the people of Ho. I've directed the Ministry of Local Government to put into process the arrangements to upgrade Ho into a metropolitan assembly. Ho and Hohoi have been identified. Hohoi is also going to be a metropolitan assembly. There are other districts that are going to be upgraded to municipal status, and it will be announced in due course. Let me assure you that government remains firmly committed to creating the enabling environment that is necessary for planned, transparent, and sustainable urban development. As part of the Reset Agenda, we'll deepen reforms in housing finance, we'll strengthen land administration systems, we'll promote credible public-private partnerships, and will invest strategically in infrastructure to support developments of this nature.
Anti-crimes operations are intensified in Tema Metropolis ahead of the festive season by the IGP Special Operations Team.
Yes, we are going now for our normal duty tour. And what I will just remind you is about our professionalism and dedication to the duty. We own it as a great responsibility to continue to make this jurisdiction very safe for everybody to live, especially the ordinary people and those who matter in terms of businesses. I think for the past 1 month we have been in this jurisdiction, our impact has been felt by the people, and even though there are some few excesses, but the overwhelming majority of the people are very happy about our operation so far. The opinion leaders, the chiefs, the civil society, all those who matters within this jurisdiction are very pleased with the operation, and same have been communicated to the IGP. The IGP says he thanks us so much for how far we have been able to execute the duties, and the praises and the glory that is coming to the Ghana Police Service, not to him and not to us alone. I believe in as far as we still remain in this jurisdiction, it is incumbent on us to continue to put up our best. But nonetheless, there's still a warning that goes out to our people out there. Nobody should take us for granted. Nobody should take us for granted. The other time we have spoken about the issue of those who come out and use the social media to make denigrating remarks, certain utterances, try to undermine the oppressions and we those who are in the oppressions. And later, when they feel the heat coming, you see them coming to retract it. A full month later. It is very clear. We are not saying nobody should make reference to a few months later, but the fact is, you don't come out and then misbehave, and at the same time you come back to retract, thinking that you go scot-free. You will not go scot-free. We are sending a warning to everybody. The special operations of the Inspector General of Police currently in this jurisdiction will not entertain any group of hooligans, criminal network who feel that at any point in time they can take the law into their own hands and do anything. You will never be spared. The warning goes and continue to go. For you, those who are here, it is my favorite reminder I always tell you, professionalism should always be our guiding principle. Though there will be some excesses, and whenever we operate, we listen to the public. I think basically, in a nutshell, all our operations have been so perfect, and then the glory is coming. Let us keep on doing our best, and at the end of the day, we will leave this jurisdiction very safe for everybody to live. Gentlemen, aho! 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 Aho!
This brings us to the end of our news bulletin here on Zimbo TV GS. I am Peter Nate Agbeyoba.